Okay, Unit 8, Lecture 2D, continuation with Hoover. We were just talking about him. Okay, so Hoover, despite the people, or on top of the people's blame and everyone's belief he's responsible for the Depression, has to deal with the bonus army. Okay, this is a large group of veterans of World War I who are going to march on Washington, D.C. looking for the money that's owed to them. Okay, they're going to camp out in the Capitol, and after weeks and weeks, Hoover finally turns General Douglas MacArthur against them. He says, "Go clear them out of D.C." And using tanks and tear gas, the U.S. Army drives U.S. veterans asking for the money the U.S. government owes them out of the nation's capital. Okay. Eventually, Hoover is forced to take some actions. All right. He's going to do the Reconstruction Finance Corps. He's going to do the Home Loan Bank Act, which will try and stop foreclosures. Both of these are too little, too late. Okay. So because of Hoover's inaction, all right, the presidential election of 1932 is going to have a different outcome than he hopes for. Okay. The Democratic candidate, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, is going to overwhelmingly defeat Hoover in his bid for re-election. So at his inauguration, Roosevelt tries to rally the American people by telling them, quote, "This is preeminently the time to speak the truth, the whole truth, frankly and boldly, nor do we need to shrink from honestly facing conditions in our country today. This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself." Okay, so President Roosevelt then is going to offer us the New Deal to battle the Great Depression. Okay, the New Deal is his program to end the Great Depression. This program changes the role of government to a more active participant in solving the nation's problems. Okay, the power of the federal government is going to be greatly increased, and Americans are going to come to expect the federal government to take responsibility for bringing prosperity to the American economy. So the American people change the way they think about government's role in the economy. No more laissez-faire. Okay, the New Deal focuses on a three-pronged strategy, okay, often called the 3 R's, which I have right over here for you: relief, recovery, and reform, okay? And we have to know an example or a program designed to do each one of those, okay? Relief programs try to ease the suffering of unemployed short-term solutions by offering short-term solutions. Relief measures like the WPA, the Works Progress Administration, provided direct payments to people to provide for help, okay? Many of these projects they work on were public works programs. All right, public works are construction projects that benefit the whole society. Okay, highways, bridges, schools, post offices, parks. Douthit State Park is a CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps project from the Great Depression. Okay, Sharonda, same thing, CCC. Okay, so the federal government hired unemployed Americans who could not find jobs to build these public works projects. Okay, recovery programs aimed to bring about recovery of business in all areas of the American economy. So they were designed to bring the nation out of the Depression over time. All right. For example, the Agricultural Adjustment Administration (AAA) tried to help farmers recover from the Depression by limiting agricultural production and thereby raising livestock and crop prices. Reform programs attempted to bring about change for the better in American society and tried to permanently address some of the issues and practices that led to or worsened the hardship and prolonged the Great Depression. All right, some reform programs tried to help prevent future economic crises by correcting unsound banking investment practices. One program in this category would be the FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which protects the money of depositors in insured banks. It gets people to put their money back in the banks, which are so central to the government or the economy running smoothly. All right, other reform programs try to provide a degree of financial security for the neediest of Americans who, through no fault of their own, need help. For example, the Social Security Act offered safeguards for workers, including unemployment insurance and retirement benefits. Okay, Americans came to believe that American society should use the federal government to provide those Americans who, through no fault of their own, could not take care of themselves. All right, continued.